It's it for real. You're gonna get real conversations, and a lot of times with us, we forget the cameras are there. Like you're gonna get real reaction.
It felt
So
like y'all did not know camp. Like it felt like
mhm.
I was in the car with y'all.
Yeah, that was real. Like for real. I'm like, listen, my mom, you had just seen the scene with me and my mom. She was telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm tired. I'm like, I'm tired. So I'm asking him like, what's real? What really went down in Atlanta? What happened? So no, that was us. Yeah, those
That scene
tears
right
from
there, that
Marcel
was
was real. The tears from him was real. Like he was like, I
no,
don't know. Yeah,
I
he was like,
felt
I
that.
don't know what I've done to these people. Why are they coming so hard at me? Like, why? Why people want to destroy us? There's a song out. They hate our love. We was like, that's us. That's us. Like, I don't know why, but it's just it's us on this show.
That was a very powerful scene. I will never forget that scene. It just felt so. I mean, it almost felt like a music video. I said it was like a Kiki
You
Wyatt
said that,
video.
yeah. I was like, oh, I can see that. Okay.
It was given 90s video. I was like, yes. I was like, oh, you said get in the car. I was like, okay, she mean business today.
And then the producers, they with that music they was playing, I was like, oh, because we watching with you guys. So I'm looking like, oh my
God. I loved it. I loved it. I gotta ask you about
Okay.
you and Melody.
Okay.
Y'all used to be so close.
Yeah.
Do you think it was the show, or do you think it was what she was going through that ultimately led to the demise of your friendship? And where do you guys stand today?
Okay. I think I should give a little background first.
Okay. Okay.
So before the show, Mel and Martell, the Scotts, we was all really close. We hung out all the time, spending out of each other's house, got up in the morning, cooked breakfast, talk, everything. Then when the infidelity happened with Martell, was like 2 years before we started filming this show. We was there for Mel the whole process, there for her, helping her through it, talking her out of doing crazy things like this social media stuff. We talked them out of that years ago because that's what they wanted to. That was something Mel wanted to do back then. And then her and Martell made up, and we just didn't hear from them for maybe a year. I would say a year. We didn't hear from them until it was time for this show. They called us to a meeting. They was like, hey guys, we want to let y'all know we pitched a show idea to Carlos, and we told, I don't know if they said Carlos. They said they pitched the show idea, and we told them about the comeback group. And they was like, will y'all be willing to do an interview with them to talk about the comeback group? We was like, sure, fine, yeah. And so, now the rest is history. We got the show and everything. But prior to that, we had honestly stopped talking because at that time, she was saying that Martell blamed the guys for him stepping out. And so that within itself just put a strain in our relationship. But it was no bad blood. It's like, you stop hanging out with people, it is what it is.
Yeah.
When the show comes on, so you guys see that our relationship is still iffy, but we talk about it. And when I asked her, what happened? Why did we stop talking or whatever? And I forgot the response she had. But that's where all of that came from. And then on the show, you see, them talking about the infidelity, and then it just put a strain in our relationship because we honestly thought they was over it. When we got picked up on the show, we thought they was over everything. It happened and they had moved forward. So on the scenes with us joking about it, we honestly didn't know how to handle the questions because we was also asked not to talk about that on the show by Mel and Martell. They asked us not to talk about it. It was fine, okay. So when the producers asked us about it, we're like, we didn't even know y'all knew. So in my scene with Marcel in the bedroom, and I'm like, what's going on with Martell? You need to talk to your boy. I'm gonna talk to Mel. You talk to your boy. Let's figure out what's going on. Because I just didn't know how to approach it on the show because we was asked by them not to talk about it. But then we have the producers saying, this is reality TV. We know what's going on. You guys are going to talk about it.
Right.
So I think that within itself just really added to the fire of our relationship, I guess. And then the big coffee scene where, you know, Martell was like, you know, Marcel and Martell had that moment. He told Martell he slept with 20 women. And then at the coffee scene where you hear me and Mel talking about it, and I'm like, why is Martell lying? And she was like, well, how do you know it's a lie? And I'm like, well, first of all, I do know facts about your relationship that I haven't even said on TV. So if we don't speak the truth, if you're trying to put this out here about my husband, I'm going to speak facts and truth about y'all's situation.
Yeah. I want to ask one more question about, because I think that people love this relationship that you have with Kimmy.
Okay.
Are y'all back on like track? Because y'all was up and down a little bit.
I know. It's with every friendship. You're going to have some things that's going to test your relationship, and it's how you handle the test determines the relationship.
That's true.
With Kimmy and I, there's love there. I love Kimmy. She loves me. We had a little moment, but there's love there. So you guys are going to see that play out.